Hello and welcome to ICT290 for the fall semester. My name is Greg McConnell and I'm going to be your instructor and guide for this course. The first video, what I want to do here to introduce you to the course is kind of go over all of the menu options in the course, kind of take you through the functionality of the course a little bit. So kind of like a housekeeping agenda for this first video. My hope is that you will get something out of this in terms of being able to fully understand, or if not fully understand, at least have a really good understanding of what it is that you need to do for the course in terms of when things are due, where to find certain things, and such. So again, welcome, and I'm just going to take you right down through some of the key items in terms of the structure of the course. When you log into Blackboard and you click on the course ICT290, you will be taken to the announcements area. This is going to be so for at least some time, at least for the first couple weeks of the class. I may change it at some point just to navigate you more directly to the areas that we need to be in the course that are important for that particular time frame. So when you log in, again, you'll be taken to the announcement area. So the first thing that you should do when you get to this course is to read over this first announcement, which is right here. Okay, so you're going to read this first announcement, and there's a little short video to watch here. It's just a little fun Go Animate video. Just a couple minutes long, just kind of introduce you to the course a little bit. So when you log in, again, you'll be taken to the announcement area, read over this information, watch this little short cartoon video that I did, and then once you do that, you can click on Get Started Here, this link right below the video window. So you click on Get Started Here, and what this is actually doing is taking you to this area here. So you're going from the announcement area when you first log in, and then into the Get Started Here area. The Get Started Here area, that is where we are now, should be completed within the first couple days of the class. So this is where you're finding this video, actually. So the video is here. After you, of course, watch this video right now that I'm recording, you will then below that is the course syllabus, and I put this in here in two formats. So this is a rich text format which can be read by Microsoft Word, WordPerfect, even Google Docs can read that version. And then the version below it is a PDF version. What I've found is that some people with their smartphones, PDFs are easier to open, so I put it in here in two different versions for you. I'm not going to open up the syllabus now. I think you all probably at this point know what a course syllabus looks like. So you can read through that. And if you have any questions about it, again, do it early in the class. If you have questions about it, you can ask me those questions. And I'm going to talk in a few minutes about how to communicate with me. You will notice on the syllabus that there's a course calendar there. But what I did was I broke that course calendar out, and I put it here on this page as a table so that you can easily see it, easily access it, and understand by week what it is that we have to do. So I'm just going to show you the kind of structure of the course calendar here. The very far left column is the week number and the date. Okay, so this is week 1. The course begins 10/17, and each week runs from Monday through Sunday. So the 17th is a Monday, the first day of class officially runs through Sunday the 23rd. Okay? And then the topics that will be addressed during this particular week are in this cell right here. So you can read through these and see what it is, the chapter of the textbook. And by the way, the textbook and that information is coming up down here, but this is the textbook here. Let me see if I can get a better view of this. This is the textbook for this course. This is the instructor edition, but it looks just like this. So again, the information about the textbook is down below, and we'll get to that, but I just wanted to show that to you briefly. We will use the textbook in this course a great deal. We're actually going to read through the entire textbook. It's not a very big textbook, so it's not a very reading intensive course in terms of multiple chapters to read a week and those kind of things. So you can see here for week 1 you have to read chapter 1. And then over here the things that are in red, and if you have any issue with color blindness, please let me know, because I have the course set up to distinguish some blue things with red things. Blue are more resource-oriented links and such, and red are typically when you actually have to do something, submit some work. Okay, so I'm going to, again, if you have any issues with the color blindness or anything, please just let me know, and I'll make sure that I get those the information to you as clear as possible. You can see over here in the red what is due the very first week of class. Again, so this stuff is all due by the end of the week. There's one exception to that. Well, actually 2 exceptions in the first week, and I'll explain in the second week what the only exception is. The first week of class, student introductions, that's the very first thing that you should do, and I'll show you where that link is when we get down the page here. The student introductions are used 2 reasons. One, I want to get to know who you are. When we're in an online class, different from when I teach a lot face-to-face as well, I don't get to know the students too well. So what I ask of you is to introduce yourself to me and to the rest of the class. And also, I mean, if you want to add a video, you can add a video to your introduction. You can use a video as your full introduction. That's fine. You can also type out your introduction and post a picture, something so we can get to see who you are. I think putting a face to the name in online learning is very important, because we're going to do a lot of work together in this class in terms of groups, and getting to know one another up front in the first couple days of class I think is going to lend itself to our successes, and I include myself in that as well. Your success in this course is my success, so that's what I seek every semester. So please get your student introductions done. You'll see that the exception to the date is that they're doing it on the second day, actually third day of class, Wednesday, October 9th, by the end of the day. Okay. The other things that are due in the first week, exercise 1. And the next video that I post, it's actually in the week's chapter. We'll address that and go over what exactly exercise 1 is. I will also put up announcements that will detail what it is that you have to do every week. So I try to make sure that you have a full understanding of what it is that's due, when it's due, and those kind of things. Okay. And then there's also a discussion board. Student introductions is a discussion board area. A discussion board, and then there's a quiz as well. So the quiz is on chapter 1 in the textbook that I just showed you a minute ago. Okay. Now, the other exception to so this week here, the things that are due at the end of the week, the exercise 1, part 1, and the quiz. Okay. Discussion boards, what happens here is that for every discussion board, you have to post an initial response to a prompt that I give you. And then in addition to the prompt, you have to post a response to a student. So it wouldn't make sense logically for me to say all discussion board posts are due the 23rd, because what would happen then, some people would wait for the initial response to be posted on the actual Sunday evening, giving no time for other students to respond to their posts. So what I ask of you is to make sure that your initial discussion board post is completed by the Thursday end of day each week. Okay, so the discussion board for week 1 is going to be due on the 20th, Thursday the 20th, before 11:59 p.m. So it's before the end of the day, Thursday the 20th. That'll stand for every week that we have discussions, and I believe there are 5 total in this course. So again, the initial discussion, your initial post reaction response to my prompt to you is due on Thursday before the end of the day each week that there is a discussion. The response to another student is then due by Sunday, the end of the day, before 11:59 p.m. Okay? So moving down through here, the weeks are all laid out by the date, week number. Again, the topics are in this column here, and then everything that's due over here. So you can see for week 2 then, exercise 1, part 2, you did part 1 up here. You complete part 2 down here. And then there's also a discussion board in week 2. Same situation applies to the discussion board in this week as I previously explained a minute ago. So that's the course calendar going down through weeks, up through weeks 8. It's not a full 8 weeks, actually. It's just a couple of days shy of a full calendar week. So weeks 7 and 8 are combined here into this last. And again, we'll get into more details about all of this stuff, and I'll post videos and we'll do Blackboard Collaborate sessions to go over a lot of this stuff. This calendar is here for you for right now, not to give you specific content to the area, but to just let you know what the actual topics themselves are. The content comes later in the folders that I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Okay. So below the calendar is the required textbook and that I showed you. This again is going to be used a great deal in this course, so please make sure that you use it. Below that is a little video. Again, it's another Go Animate little cartoon video that I put together. It's like 2 minutes long. Just explains to you the importance of communication in this course. Because it is a fully online course, how to communicate with me, how to communicate with other students, the importance of communicating with me, the importance of communicating with other students, and the means to actually perform the communication in the class. Okay. Below that are the discussion board guidelines. As I mentioned, you'll have discussion boards, 5 of them in this class, I do believe, and if I'm wrong on that, I will make note of it and let you know. Discussion boards, the initial response, how I grade the discussion boards is right here, so you can see exactly what it is that you need to do if you want to get a good grade with your discussion boards. Below that are some tips for online learning, and then this picture over here is actually a link to an article about how to survive group projects in online learning, because I know the difficulties being a student myself, taking a lot of online classes toward my doctorate degree. I know that the struggles that can come up, can surface as a result of working in a group when you're at a distance. So I know the struggles are real. I also know, have gained some ways to overcome some of those, and I think this article lays that out nicely. Okay, so please read over this information, take a look at the article. Below that is a group work rubric. One thing to note with how I grade group work is that you will be graded as a group, but 20% of the grade that comes from the group work is based on individual performances. So as a group, you will all receive a grade based on 80% of the actual work that's being done. But again, 20% of the grade comes from individual work. So you may have some people in the group who are getting, a 95% on items, and then others who are getting, much less than that, maybe a 70-some%, and that's because there's individual performance here. Okay. All right, now below that rubric for the group work is a student introductions link. This is where you will complete your introduction. So when you read through everything, go through all this information above that I just provided to you, you'll then click on this link and post your student introduction. Once you finish with that, you can then click down below to go to the week 1 folder. Okay. So I'm going to post some more videos, but for right now, I just want to show you a little bit more here in the course menu, and then that's it, just very quickly. I'm running out of my time limit here. This is the menu area here. You will primarily be working in this area right here, the course materials by weeks area. We're going to get to that in a few minutes. Ways to communicate with me are listed down below here. These student work areas will be doing blogs and working in groups, as I mentioned. Below that are the communication links, so sending me a message within Blackboard, email, and my contact information is here. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to post another video shortly. Again, welcome to the course. Have a good day.